It's time for Cody's Critter Corner. This story is called Safe as Poison. It's a jungle doctor fable, and it's about this snake, Ular. You see him there on the left. And on the right, that's his wife, Istri. And she's complaining to him because he does something every day, and he thinks he's getting away with it, and she's telling him, you're not always going to get away with it. Every day as he leaves, she says, Ular, you're not going to keep being able to do this. You better be careful. And he says, I don't care, and he heads on to his plan. He goes over to the hut next door. He knows there's a chicken there that lays an egg, and every morning when she lays an egg, she makes this loud clucking sound. And so he knows that there's a fresh egg there. So Ular has found that little hole in the hut that you see right there. So when he hears that clucking sound, in he comes through that little hole. He barely fits through it. And he goes up to that egg, fresh, newly laid egg, and he opens his mouth big, like snakes do, you know, and he swallows that egg whole. Of course, the egg makes him too big to go out the hole, because the hole just fit him. But he doesn't care. You know how eggs are. He just gets stuck in the hole, and then he swishes his tail and hits the egg against the side of the hut, and it breaks, and so he can get out. But Istri, his wife, she says, Ular, you can't keep doing that. You're not going to keep getting away with it. You better be careful. But Ular says, hey, I know what I'm doing. Don't bother me. Well, there's a little boy in the hut there, and his dad. They lived there. And the little boy came to his dad after a bunch of this happening with he says, you know what, Dad? Or Pa, whatever he called him. My chicken lays an egg, and I know she really does because she makes the sound she makes whenever she lays an egg. But every time I go to the nest to get it, it's already gone, or there's no egg there. Why would she do that? Now, the little boy's pa was a really smart guy, and he said, I think I know what's happening. He walked into the hut and he saw that little hole. He said, I think I know what's happening, and here's the plan. You take one of the eggs we have, and you boil it. You boil it in water until it's hard. And when it's hard, then you cool it out, just, put it aside. And then tomorrow morning, be ready. And when you just be waiting. And when you first hear the chicken cackle, go quickly and put this egg, take the fresh egg, and put this egg there instead. Oh, okay, so that's what he did. He did what his pa said, and he watched carefully. So the very next day, the cackling started, and the hen laid her egg, cackling started, and Ular began to come. But quickly the little boy switched the eggs. Now there was a hard-boiled eggs. And you know what happens with hard-boiled eggs? They don't crack so easily, do they? So Ular came in, unsuspecting, didn't know anything was different. He went for his normal breakfast. He saw the egg, he took it in one big bite, and he headed out through the hole. But this time, something was different. He got caught as normal, and he began to swish his tail, and nothing happened. He still couldn't get out the hole. He swished it some more, and it still wouldn't let him out. Sure enough, he was stuck. So the little boy came out with a stick, and he whacked that snake, and he killed him. And Ular would never again steal those eggs. Ular's wife, Istri, was right. You can't keep on doing bad things and think nothing will happen. There's a verse in the Bible about that, too. It's in Numbers 32:23. It says, be sure your sin will find you out. You think you're getting away with it, but you're not. Snakes like Ular, they do this stuff. They get food, they'll do just about anything, even if it's stealing, It's just their nature. They're born a snake. And our nature is to not do things right either. I used to get frustrated because I'd try to be good, but I couldn't. I'd find I was always getting in trouble. You know why? Because I was born a sinner. We all are. What we need is to be born again into God's family. Because then we'll be a new creature, a new creation, and a new creation made in God's image that is not always going to sin. If you don't know how to do that, be sure you find out. Listen to a Bible teacher. He'll tell you all about how God can give you a new nature so you can live the way He planned for us to live. And you can be safe. Not as safe as poison, because it's not really safe, but safe in God's family. Bye now.